What's up, Chromatic Yogis? I'm super excited for another month of physical and thematic through lines. This month we have an exciting physical through line, and that is internal rotation of the femur bone at the hip joint. The reason it's exciting is because it's multiple muscle groups that create internal rotation depending upon the other joint articulations at the hip. So I'll give you just a little bit of insight. The prime movers of internal rotation are the TFL, tensor fascia lata, and the gluteus medius and parts of the minimus as well. And in addition, certain rotations, certain joint articulations will utilize the adductor muscle group as well, depending on where your leg is in space, where it's coming from. Do a little bit of research, if you will, on internal rotation, medial rotation as it's called in anatomy terms, and how it maybe applies to the physical body through movement and maybe through static action. You could, of course, strengthen the abductors and the adductors, and that will help with rotation, but I'd love to see in your physical through lines to be including the articulation of the rotation. I look forward to seeing what you come up with, what exercises you come up with. Please share them and I will happily post them on the Instagram page, and I look forward to seeing them on Facebook so we can all learn from each other. This month's thematic through line is going to be a topic called Spanda. It's not necessarily in the Chromatic manual, but the essence of Spanda is definitely in there. What it means is pulsation. All things in life expand and then they contract in order to expand again, in order to contract again. The contraction phase is always the building phase. It's where we are usually in our life most challenged, where we become stronger and more powerful. At first, it doesn't necessarily seem like we're becoming stronger because we feel weak, we feel broken down in that contracted state. We feel like the world's collapsing in on us, everything's falling apart. And the reality is everything's falling together. So in order for us to build and rebuild, there has to be destruction in order for the creation. That is the principle of Spanda. In order for us to expand, we have to contract. For me personally, it's been one of the most important teachings I think that I have ever learned from yoga. I learned it about 12 years ago for the first time in my stepmom's class, and when she said it, it just resonated so hard for me because I realized, like, oh yeah, it always seems like everything's feeling really good and then it comes down, and then it feels really good again and then it comes down. It's in the essence of our breath. Every time we inhale, we expand, 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 only to exhale and contract again. So in nature, it happens all around us. If we look at the seasons, the springtime starts to burst with all the energy, and then the summertime, it gets green and lush, and then it starts getting dry and things start getting brown, and then it gets cold and things start dying and the leaves start falling and the plants start to wilt and they die, and everything freezes and contracts into itself in order to contain its energy. And it feels like in the dead of winter, like sometimes, you know, unless you love winter, of course, that might be the expansion for you. But if we just look at it, you know, given this example, that when things are about at their worst, at their coldest, at the most windy, most intense, that's actually the point in which it's about to start moving towards that expansion of spring. We have that in our daily life. We have that in nature. It's all around us. We have it in our friendships. We have it at work life. We have it in our family life. So I would invite you to take a look at this teaching of Spanda, do a little bit of research on it so that it becomes more yours and not just mine. Spanda comes from the Tantra Yoga lineage. I study Kashmir Shaivism is the lineage of Tantra Yoga that I study, and Spanda is very relevant in there. You're going to find a lot when you start researching Spanda that ultimately will probably excite you, will have some stories that will light you up so that you feel passionate and ready to share with your students. Again, if you're a level 2 or a level 3 chromatic teacher, I really invite you to bring the theme into your classes, and level 1, certainly focus on the physical through line. If you want to try out the theme, go for it. It's been a pleasure to share with you so far, and thank you for participating in these videos, and thank you for taking the physical and thematic through lines globally to your students everywhere around the world. I look forward to talking to you all soon on Marco Polo, Facebook, on the message boards here. And good luck with these physical and thematic through lines. Take care of yourself.